Like, I think you're awesome. And whenever we talk, I still feel that, like, you've got this little.
So here's the real kicker. Janelle's completely done with Kody. And let's be real, the dude's a micropenis. It's hard to argue that when you watch this episode, Janelle's star is basically shining brighter than his entire personality. She really stepped up in this one, didn't she? Finally, we see Janelle with some actual agency. She was calm, collected, and somehow even more honest than Kody's ever managed to be. And that's saying something. There's a nice little mix of thoughtfulness and snark, which, let's face it, was perfectly timed. Honestly, I loved how strong and clear she came across. She's focused, she's on point, and there's no second-guessing herself. Kody, on the other hand, not so much. But then again, it's Kody. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Oh, Kody really pulled a fast one on Meri during that legal divorce, didn't he? For all his whiny complaints about money, and how he's been through 3 divorces, it's clear he came out smelling like a rose. When he and Meri legally divorced, it was a paper shuffle, no financial settlement, no drama. They even joked about alimony. Meri, believing she was just clearing the way for an adoption, signed away all her rights, everything a woman would typically be entitled to after 20 years of marriage. And now, when it's time for the real divorce, she has 0 legal claim on any of it, just like Christine and Janelle. Never mind that Meri has contributed financially to the family for decades. But hey, Kody's the real victim here, right? Crying about money when he managed to walk away from all 3 divorces without breaking a sweat. What's even more infuriating is that Kody knew he was already in love with Robyn when he legally divorced Meri. He'd completely checked out. Maybe he didn't plan for all the wives to leave, but come on. He definitely saw the opportunity to shuffle the paperwork, get Meri to sign away her rights, and did it without a fight. Of course, he's not going to mention how he basically swindled her out of what she was rightfully owed. He has no room to complain about money after getting off scot-free in every divorce. It's clear Meri got played by both Kody and Robyn. If I were her, I would have said, if you want a divorce, I want half of everything we've built. But here's the thing, Kody doesn't have any claim on the B&B, and honestly, it's probably making at least some decent money. I've always thought the B&B was Meri's escape, her little sanctuary away from the chaos of Kody and the family. I recently heard Meri on the Misunderstood podcast, and she sounded so different. She's leaning into event planning with her B&B, which is way better for her financially. Plus, it's creating more jobs in the town. It was genuinely refreshing to hear her sound upbeat and hopeful about the future. If you haven't already, definitely give it a listen. It's worth it. Rewatching everything, it's obvious Kody checked out long before buying those Vegas houses. He couldn't care less about the other wives, except for Robyn, and, of course, Janelle, but only because she was bringing in the money. Meri's move was beyond shady. She straight up threw Janelle under the bus, all while pretending to be the victim. Here she is chatting with Kody and Robyn, acting all innocent, like Janelle gave her this cryptic warning to be careful, when really Janelle was just trying to look out for her. Janelle was being genuine, offering solid advice to make sure Meri didn't get blindsided. But no, Meri has to turn that around and make it sound like Janelle's the one who's trying to screw everyone over. Classic move. Even when Kody and Robyn pressed her on what Janelle could have meant by it, Meri just shrugged it off, acting clueless. No, Meri, you know exactly what you're doing. Now, she's worried Kody's going to screw her over, but instead of owning it, she's painting Janelle as some paranoid, money-hungry villain just looking to grab the land. That's why, of course, Meri needs an appraisal. It's all so calculated, and I'm over it. Meri's a problem on her own, no question. But here's the kicker. Meri recently went live and spoke to Janelle the day before. They apparently have a decent relationship, and Meri asked Janelle if she felt like she was thrown under the bus. Janelle said no. So what's all the drama about then? Let's not forget Meri's history with Kody and Robyn, though. This is just more of her snarky, passive-aggressive behavior. Have we all forgotten she loves wearing karma shirts and making little jabs to watch them squirm? She even timed her move around her anniversary for extra drama. Oh, and remember when she got Kody to admit on camera that he ended their marriage? She's not shy about throwing him under the bus, too. That whole interaction? Just business as usual for Meri. She's saying, Janelle and I talked, and now she wants an appraisal. And oh, by the way, I think there are appraisers in Flagstaff. She's low-key trying to catch Kody off guard and get it on camera. Smart move, really. Meri knows exactly how to play the game with Kody. She's got him figured out. Now, as for Janelle, let's not get too dramatic. Meri didn't really throw her under the bus. If anything, this is just a move in the long game. Kody already knows Janelle's been talking about getting a lawyer, and he's not an innocent bystander here. He's aware of the tension and the game being played. They see footage before we do, and nothing's a surprise to him. If anyone's been shady, it's Janelle. She wasn't talking to Meri for a year and a half, only coming to her now because she wants Meri to get things done. And let's not forget Janelle's past attempt to screw Meri out of the CP land when she was on Kody's good side. She was trying to get Meri moved out so she could take over the greenhouses. So honestly, Meri has every right to be skeptical of her. At the end of the day, Meri's not dumb. She knew exactly what she was doing by bringing up Janelle's warning. She knew it would rattle Kody and Robyn. You could see the panic in their eyes when they realized Meri and Janelle were talking. It was a smart play to get it on camera too, just in case it all goes south. Those words could be used against Kody later, and Meri's thinking ahead. The irony of Janelle and Christine. Let's talk about this. In Season 16, there's that whole drama about Meri not wanting everyone to trample through her house like it's the hallway to the otherwise places. Janelle, in particular, seems to have a problem with it. But if you ask me, they're a bit hypocritical. Christine didn't want one big house because of privacy issues. She didn't want people seeing her with Kody. Okay, fair enough. But how is that any different from a constant parade of kids? Noisy kids, mind you, they've even admitted it themselves. Walking through a house that's supposed to be Meri's private space. How is her need for privacy suddenly less important than theirs? And let's not forget, Meri would have to be on high alert 24/7, just waiting for someone to barge in. Since when did her home become a public pathway? I thought someone made an excellent point when they said that instead of focusing on getting Meri's living room turned into a public walkway, Janelle and Christine should have teamed up and pressured Kody to enclose the outdoor walkway. That would have been a much safer and more practical solution, but hey, let's just ignore that for the sake of convenience. Sure, maybe they didn't have the funds to close it off, but then Janelle's complaining about slipping on ice. Well, maybe Kody could have shoveled the walkway, or maybe he could have assigned the kids to take turns doing it. Oh, the horror, actual effort. As far as Meri goes, I totally get why she'd say, please, don't walk through my house. It wasn't just about the physical space, it was about personal space. Imagine trying to nap while Janelle's kids are running around with Christine's screaming and playing. Or what if Meri's trying to have a private moment with Kody and, boom, there's Janelle in the background, overhearing everything because she had to walk through? It'd drive anyone nuts. And remember, Christine even admitted that she felt constantly on edge at the Lehigh house for similar reasons. She couldn't even show affection to Kody outside of her bedroom. At the end of the day, Meri's needs always seemed to be brushed aside. She was the one constantly blamed for just being herself. I really don't know how she stuck around as long as she did. Why did Kody marry Robyn? Seriously, I'm sitting here watching his wives pack up and leave, and what do we find out? At the time he was courting Robyn, he was really struggling with Janelle and Meri. Now, I'm no relationship expert, but wouldn't it make sense to get your existing marriages in a healthy place before adding another wife to the mix? But no, that would just be too logical. Instead, it feels like he's more into collecting wives than actually investing in the relationships that are supposed to matter. Not that the women are great, they totally are, but they clearly aren't right for him. He admits he never loved them until Robyn came along. It's like he's going for quantity over quality. Classic Kody. Honestly, it's like a tired cliche. When a guy's not happy in his marriage, what does he do? Find a new woman, right? The twist here is Kody actually got permission to do it. Lucky guy. His approach to marriage problems? Just bring in another wife to dilute the issue. Yes, that's the word he used, dilute. Genius move, right? Really smooth. So, once things started to fall apart with Meri, in came Janelle. If I remember correctly, he actually married Janelle on Meri's birthday. Talk about timing. Then, when Meri and Janelle started clashing, Kody introduced Christine into the mix. Because obviously, adding a third wife solves everything. And when things were falling apart with all three of them, naturally, his grand solution was to add a fourth wife. You know, because who wouldn't want to throw more people into a chaotic situation? No one's ever claimed Kody's the sharpest tool in the shed, and I think this just proves the point. Now this whole I wasn't in love until Robyn thing. Yeah, we see right through that. Kody didn't say that until his wives decided they were done with him. It's classic ego-soothing, like a little kid saying, I didn't like you anyway. If he wasn't in love with them, why was his heart all broken when they left? He literally said it was broken earlier this season. If Robyn was his one true love, why is he still leaving the door open for romance with Janelle? Doesn't really add up, does it? I think you're looking at this with the assumption that Kody was trying to create a happy, healthy polygamist family dynamic. And here's where I break it to you, there is no such thing. At least, not in the way Kody and his family practice it. Let's talk about the foundations of polygamy in this case, because it's all rooted in Mormon theology. A guy named Joseph Smith invented the religion, duped a lot of people, and oh yeah, practiced polygamy. When polygamy became illegal, offshoots of the original Mormon Church kept the practice alive. Meanwhile, the mainstream LDS Church only practices polygamy in the afterlife, just to make it really convenient. Religious polygamy, as it's practiced in this context, let's just say it's never going to be equitable or right. But hey, the Mormon Church sure is good at making billions of dollars off of this arrangement. So there's that. Yikes. Christine and Kody's divorce. Well, leave it to Robyn to turn someone else's failed marriage into an opportunity for her to make it all about her. Robyn strikes again. It's like a talent at this point. She did the same thing to Meri. It's not what I wanted, she sobs, and Meri, in her usual deadpan fashion, just says, yeah, well, it wasn't what I wanted either, Robyn. Of course, Robyn's gotta make herself the victim in every situation. Seriously. I honestly don't know if Robyn has main character syndrome, or if there's something deeper going on. She has this overwhelming sense of entitlement, always needing to be the center of attention, seeking constant validation, and, of course, zero empathy. Oh, and she's definitely dismissive of anyone who's not catering to her needs. It's like she's allergic to putting anyone else's feelings first. You can just tell Robyn is miserable. She looks like she's stuck in a permanent bad mood. And let's not forget, she acts like she forgot these people had been together for almost 2 decades before she showed up. Christine and Kody's years together weren't just a blip. They were the foundation of the family before Robyn waltzed in. It really seems like Robyn never fully got what it meant to be in a real polygamous family. Besides Kody bouncing between homes after they all moved into separate houses in Las Vegas, The whole big polygamous family vibe pretty much vanished as soon as the cameras stopped rolling. Honestly, I'm still not sure what Robyn's grieving. She didn't really have a close bond with any of the other wives. Meri, sure, but only because that seemed to be her way of getting Meri to help orchestrate the divorce. She never really became part of the sister-wife dynamic the way she thought she would, did she? If they were gonna bring in a fourth wife so late into the game, maybe Kody should have looked at adding someone else alongside Robyn. That way, Robyn wouldn't be the shiny new favorite. Instead, she'd have had to share the spotlight, maybe even compete with someone her own age who wasn't already woven into the family fabric. Can you imagine if Robyn had to deal with someone who was just as fresh as she was? I bet she would have turned into Sobin even sooner. I just listened to a podcast with Janelle and Christine on sibling revelry, and it was a real treat. They lightly grazed over topics like how they ended up in polygamy, the kids, their current lives, and some vague goals they're working on. It's not like they gave us the deep dive we were all hoping for, but hey, it was a pleasant enough listen. What was especially fun to learn? The OG-13, yes, all of them, are apparently in a giant text chain together, minus Robyn's kids and Meri, of course. So much for family unity. But don't worry, Janelle and Christine still managed to make time for each other. It's nice to see that they prioritize their friendship despite everything, even if it's just for some casual texts and visits. Honestly, it was just a nice, easy listen if you're into that kind of thing. And speaking of real family drama, let's talk about Meri for a second. Apparently, Robyn had Isabel and truly over after Christmas without inviting Meri. Naturally, Meri wasn't thrilled and called her out for it, saying she would have loved to see Isabel. Robyn, being Robyn, immediately adopted the victim card, claiming she had no control over the situation. Sure, Robyn. That tracks. It's classic, really. But it kind of says everything about where Robyn's loyalties really lie, and spoiler alert, it's not with Meri. Meri's clearly doing fine, though. She made it to Logan's wedding and Gwen's engagement party, so there's that. She's got her friends, who apparently have become her true family. Good for her. Seems like she's okay with it, even if she's not exactly the center of the family drama anymore. Now about Mykelti, Meri's seemingly come to terms with the fact that Mykelti wants nothing to do with her. Not that Mykelti's shy about it. Every week on her Patreon, she takes a moment to continue the Meri bashing. Meanwhile, Meri's totally respecting the no-contact rule. In fact, I'd even say she's just sitting back and letting it all unfold while trying not to engage. But let's be real, that's gotta sting. 30 years of time, energy, and care invested into this family, only to be cast aside as the designated scapegoat. No big deal, right? Just a little thing called emotional dysregulation and being Kody's favorite disciplinarian. But yeah, totally no hard feelings. It's just the kids still buying into that hero versus villain nonsense that's been running for years. And then we've got Mykelti, who's apparently the ultimate decider of who gets invited to what. Like, let's say you're planning a family event. Mykelti decides whether Meri gets a seat at the table based on how she feels. Gotta love the double standard here. Christine, who doesn't even like Robyn, is expected to invite her to all the things, like baby showers and whatever else Mykelti deems necessary. Doesn't matter that Christine's clearly uncomfortable around Robyn. Oh no, Mykelti's comfort must come first. It's honestly exhausting, but hey, Mykelti's the one holding all the cards, right? At the end of the day, Christine and Janelle still share a deep respect for each other, and no, they're not about to drive off into the desert like Thelma and Louise. Not that we'd mind seeing that for a good laugh. There's no chemistry there, but there's plenty of shared history, and that counts for something, I guess. But seriously, Mykelti needs to just get over herself. We get it. You don't like Meri. Fine. Move on already. No one's forcing you to be best friends with her, but stop making everything about you when it comes to planning events. If you want to have a family party, maybe try thinking about what everyone might want to attend, not just what fits your narrative. Coyote Pass. Robyn's still holding firm that she doesn't want to sell. Meanwhile, Meri's talking about the property, and Robyn's over there tapping Kody on the hand with her pen like he's a trained dog, making him read something. Then, in her interview, Robyn says she still hopes Janelle and Meri will build out there. Oh please, like she or Kody have any intention of actually letting that happen. What they really want is for Janelle and Meri to throw in more money to cover the utilities, the sewer, the water, and whatever else they can drag out of them. Robyn's not interested in sharing. She just wants everyone else to foot the bill. The moment Kody casually tosses out the idea of selling to a developer and splitting the profit 4 ways, Robyn suddenly doesn't want to sell anymore. Well, that was a plot twist. Guess Kody wasn't listening when Robyn set up all those rules earlier. And of course, Robyn's big plan? She wants her kids to build there. Sure, that's totally the reason she's so invested. Honestly, I kind of wish Janelle had called their bluff. Just pack up Caleb, Maddie, and the whole crew, move them to Coyote Pass, set up their little flower acres, and start selling their t-shirts right from there. They could live their best lives and completely ignore Kody and Robyn, never even looking at them in the store. Just imagine the look on their faces when Janelle's crew starts thriving, while Robyn's still spinning her wheels with her family property fantasy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.